Okay, so I just found out that the camera was not rolling, and I talked for about 5 minutes to tell you guys about wallpaper, and so we're doing this again. So, welcome to DuVäl Design, guys. Welcome to another episode, and I so appreciate you guys joining us on this channel. Today, I just wanted to throw the camera up and actually just throw out a couple pieces of wallpaper just to talk about it. So, this is not much of a scripted episode. It's not really going to be anything that I've honestly thought through, but I just wanted to talk to you guys about something that I'm finding myself and a lot of other designers doing over the last few years, and that's actually installing wallpaper. So, while we have the camera rolling, we're gonna keep it moving, okay? I wanted to talk about the impact of wallpaper and why we're using it. Some of you guys know that wallpaper used to be very much in the 70s and the 80s, and most people think about it nowadays just having floral prints and being very thin paper. But probably in the last 10 years and maybe longer, we've had a huge resurgence of wallpaper, and it's coming into every home. Like, some people wanna call it wall covering.
Oh, you think you fancy?
You can call it wallpaper, whatever you want to call it. It's making a huge resurgence right now. And so I find myself not just proposing it to clients, I'm wanting to use it in my own house. I want to use it in my own office. And I'm finding it to be an easy way to make a very high impact into a space. Nowadays, wallpaper doesn't have to have the crazy textures that you might have seen before, but we're seeing things that have slight textures and it has a little bit of a sheen to it so that it almost looks like a paint, but it has a little bit more visual interest for those of you who may be interested in that. One of the things, if you guys have noticed, if you've ever gone to like a hotel, if you go into a lobby, commercial buildings use wallpaper often, any luxury space is gonna have a wallpaper. So if you're thinking about a way to create a luxury feel in your own house, I think wallpaper is definitely the way to go, okay? I wanna show you guys some of my favorites that I've been using that I'm still proposing, because I think to myself, if I can show you some of the things that we're working on and how they look, I think it'll be a very good idea to see it once it's also installed. When I take you guys to one of the houses that we're going to soon, you'll see the actual proposed wallpaper be installed and you can see the difference from there, okay? All right, one of my favorites that I've used before in the past and I'm still using is this Tatimi. This is by Econ, and I've used this in a couple projects and I'm trying to use different colors of it. I feel like the texture is one of my favorites. You can barely see it when the wall is installed, but when you walk up to it, you see there's a little bit of a texture to it to give it a more, again, a visual interest. Now, for the project that I'm gonna take you guys to, I have these two. It's still the Tatami, but it also has a different color to it. So I have one that has a silver gray base with some charcoal introductions, but it also has a few tones of copper in it, while this one has a little bit more copper tones in it and has like an under base or undertones of like plum somehow. And because I like the paper so much, I want to use it in one area of the home, but I wanted to introduce the same texture into like an adjacent room, but change the color. So I have a little bit of continuity between the two rooms without it feeling like, you know, I was just recycling the same colors. Another one of my favorites that I am trying my hardest to convince a client to use is this crocodile print. I cannot tell you how much I love this, and if I can, I'll see if I can insert an image to show you guys what it looks like installed, because I'm not sure we're gonna get this. Before I go forward, what's your take on this? Like, do you guys like this? Is this good? I mean, I have another one, like I have this in like so many different colors. I might even think to use this in my own house. We'll see. My wife is not gonna go for that, by the way, so just a heads up.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Another one that I have found that that we installed recently was this one. Is called Twine. I actually installed this and a corresponding color in one house, and we'll throw up some images of that. You'll see we used this texture just above the trim work in our dining room, and then I used this texture and color inside the coffer of the ceiling. Again, it was a way for me to bring a little bit of continuity between spaces that are not near each other without feeling like the same thing. Oh, and this one, guys, the same texture. I actually wanted to use this in my office. You tell me if you like this. I'd love to hear what you guys say. Again, this has almost like a purple base to it, and it has like hints of black. I think it's really moody, and I think that could be something very interesting. So with that being said, I wanted to show you guys again just some options of wallpaper. Oh wait, before we go. Really? Seriously? Seriously? Can you see that? You see this? I am waiting for a client to let me put this in their ceiling. This is what I want to put in someone's ceiling because I think it's so good. And the sparkle and the sheen. I like, so we'll see. You guys, again, sound off in the comments. Tell me, are any of you using wallpaper? For those of you who are in the industry, for you guys who are my little designers, would you use wallpaper? Is any of this of interest to you? Do you like the textures? Do you like the idea of seeing a wallpaper? Does it feel old? Does it feel fresh and new? I also have this for a potential client. She knows who she is. We're thinking about putting this in one of her built-ins. I think that'll be a cool little detail and texture for her. So again, sound off. Let me hear from you guys. And I guess until the next video, maybe I'll do better. Maybe I'll have the recording on. Maybe we'll have it structured better. Who knows, guys? See you then.